Hi guys, Doug here with Tom. Some wisdom from two old white guys because we have plenty, and I think we're usually correct. And I can always count on Tom to reinforce my opinions because we think a lot alike. We were just talking a minute ago about this term Antifa. Tom just Googleized it, and basically, what did they say?
Yeah, you had already known. You said that it started in Germany, the name, and we looked that up. And yeah, of course it's a long name in German and everything. Everything
Yes.
is, but it starts with Antifa, and then it was the Communist Party in the Weimar Republic. It goes that far back, Stalin era. So
Yeah,
yeah, but then it's been reused over and over to where we are today.
yes, yes. And it just basically refers to a very strict authoritarian rule.
Yeah, I guess,
Yeah,
I don't think, to tell you the truth, I don't think people that throw around the word fascist,
yes.
do they even know what it means? And
Yeah.
you're kind of right. It's kind of, when I look at that, it's like the government controlling everything, business and all of that,
Yeah,
being run under government control. But it's like, is that what you're talking about when you call somebody a fascist?
yeah, or a Nazi or something.
Yeah.
And when I see some of the hijinks on television of people protesting, particularly I guess we've just seen it in Portland, Oregon, it looks like they're just anarchists.
Yeah.
They
Really,
hate
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, they do.
To my way of thinking. So, and I've read stories, I don't know anything other than what I read, that a lot of them are said to be paid like professional protesters.
Yes, true. Yeah. And the Trump administration is getting into that too. Where's the money coming from?
Yeah.
Who's funding this stuff?
Yeah. So again, I just think they're people that would protest, the leaves falling from the trees every fall,
If they were told to.
and particularly if they were paid.
Yeah.
So
It puzzles me.
Yeah.
How did they get to Tesla? That's a big one too. Tesla. I guess he's good again. He was, they were in front, kind of setting buildings on fire and things like
Sure.
that. And
Yeah.
it's like, I thought he was your friend. He was an environmental guy.
Yeah.
Electric cars.
Yes.
Didn't you like that?
Yeah, and because I like to see look at a lot of car stuff online. I've been trying to follow what's happened to some of the electric cars that started to build and be built and be invested in. And one the other day was called the Fisker Ocean. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Fisker was they had a dealership.
Did they?
Right up here in Langhorne? Yeah, on the back on 213.
I guess
remember?
I did see that.
Yeah.
Up on that back
Behind
Toll
Reedman.
Road.
Yeah. Behind Reedman. Yes.
And I send a lot of those to my son-in-law who has the Rivian, and he loves it.
Yeah. Good.
And they're really cool.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're into I'm not getting into electric. I'm too old for that. But and he wrote me back just this morning because I'd sent him the article on another site that I follow, a guy that buys and sells exotic cars.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd just taken a beating on a Fisker Ocean that he had bought.
Yeah.
And he couldn't give it away for like 20 grand less
okay.
than he bought it for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And my son-in-law, who does travel to Denmark, and there's something Fisker in Denmark or that, but I'm pretty sure my son-in-law said, well, there's, if Fisker and scissors.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Fisker is Danish, I believe.
Danish.
Yeah.
And they started, and I recall owning some very good scissors that had a brand name of Fisker on them.
Oh, you're right. They make great stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you're a tools guy.
It's always black and orange. A lot of garden tools.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
My son-in-law was saying they have orange handles.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're different. The designs are well thought out. They're a little bit different than average. Yeah. Lots of like double gears going on to make it work. Cutters like let's say something that you would cut a branch with, and then it's got the double gear situation going on there to make it so that you can the pull is stronger.
Yes.
Yeah. But they've kind of re-engineered all that garden stuff. Fisker. Yeah.
See?
I didn't realize that was the same company until you just said it.
Yeah. Well, if my son-in-law, who's a lawyer, can be trusted, and I think he can be, but I'm his father-in-law, I just sent him back. I said, Fiskers? The scissors guys?
Yeah.
And, so, two old white guys, once we keep talking, we get to the answers.
Figure it out. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think we do.
Yeah.
Anyway, my other site that I go to a lot is this guy that buys and sells exotic cars, expensive cars, just right across the river in Ewing, New Jersey. Auto House, J&S Auto House.
Okay.
He's if you ever can get some of his YouTubes, because you're kind of a car guy.
Yeah.
But he buys and sells them.
Uh-huh.
He buys them sight unseen over the internet, and gives prices, and it's an amazing company. He and his brother and his dad.
Uh-huh.
I think it's a original family.
Yeah.
And I believe the dad's from maybe Syria, if I recall correctly. But it's great. It's a great YouTubes. Lamborghinis, all the full range of the GTs, the Porsche GTs, the Nissan GT. I don't know if you've ever seen that. The Nissan, I think they just call it a GT. It's a very rare Nissan.
I'm not familiar with it. Remember the 240Z and those, but this sounds like high end.
It's very very rare and very expensive. I think they were derived from the Japanese Skyline. You ever hear of that car?
Yeah.
The Skyline, which I believe there's a bunch in Australia. Anyway, it's a good YouTube thing. From my stack of stuff here, I always get the New York Times, the Sunday New York Times, and I thought this was kind of interesting topic for discussion. It was entitled, I'm concerned about sweatshops. Should it change what I buy? And they have a section every week in the magazine part of the New York Times. It's an interesting topic. The guy says, I've been thinking a lot lately about better aligning my values with my purchasing decisions. And I think there's a certain element of our population that kind of thinks that way. And I'm aware that concerns have been raised about human rights conditions in some manufacturing facilities in developing countries and in China. And my inclination is not to purchase from companies that appear to be unconcerned about working conditions in their overseas factories. I also realize, however, that many people, often in poor conditions, depend on these jobs. Okay? So there's a good reason to maybe have what this editor titleist calls a sweatshop, and maybe jobs that people really need to survive. And I was reminded of the United Nations, who someday we should talk about as well. They have guiding principles on business and human rights, and holds that companies have a responsibility to respect human rights and address abuses in their supply claims. So it brought to my mind some people in this day and age say, well, we don't like communist China. We don't want to be like them. We don't, we're all for freedom of everything.
Right.
No country has more, and a place like communist China has no place left, no real, they're controlled. Their population is so controlled. And I was watching the other day the camps they have for have you ever heard of the Uyghurs?
I know of I heard of that word described in, let's say, Urban Dictionary kind of things. That has to do with young white guys that think they're a different race.
Oh, really? Well, that's a good one. That's kind of slang.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The word Uyghur, I think, starts with a U.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
In China,
I
they
never
have
pronounced it. They're
camps
Turks.
for Uyghurs.
They're Turkish.
Muslims.
Yeah, Muslims, and they're
in China.
I call them Uyghurs because I never heard it said.
Yeah, well, if you look at the spelling, you might.
Yeah. I know who you mean, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So in fact, everything leads back to my son-in-law. He went to Guantanamo Bay back in the days after 9/11 to help be a defense lawyer for all the people that were captured and sent to Guantanamo Bay after 9/11. And he was telling me, and I have my opinions on that whole mess, which I don't want to get into today, and he introduced me to the term Uyghurs, and that there were Chinese people rounded up that were of, I guess, Muslim faith, and they were called Uyghurs.
Yeah.
And even today, and in fact, if you go on, I know you watch a lot of YouTube, they have camps in.
Right. Now that I
in
didn't
China.
know the word pronounced that way, but yeah, I'm familiar that they have camps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say they're like trying to indoctrinate these Asian, Chinese, Muslims. They're Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess that's still the biggest religion in the world, or almost.
I don't know. I don't know. I have.
Yeah.
Don't know.
See, I always assume you know this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure either. But I was thinking, you know, I bet there's a lot of countries that say, well, we have indoctrination camps too. And we round up all our black people and put them in camps.
I don't know. I mean, China.
I mean, that just occurred to me.
Yeah.
That maybe other countries see, well, United States, they just round up all their black people and put them in camps.
What, you think that like the Chinese
prison.
would say that, or?
I don't know.
I mean, the Chinese camps goes back to the Communist Revolution, right? That's been, everybody was indoctrinated. If you had if you had a different point of view, you went to a camp. And it's just an extension of that, it seems like.
Evidently, it's still the case.
Yeah, right.
So that would be the Uyghurs. And the thing about this article here is companies like Walmart and Target, I guess in their policy codes, they devote a lot of information and guidelines for where they're going to buy their stuff. And I always wonder, do you think those things are there just so they have them? It's a policy, and do you think they really use them? Or really go by them? So
hard to say. I don't know what the bottom line is. You always hear the sneaker people, Nike and Adidas and all that, you know, that they're always using cheap labor.
Yeah.
But what is cheap labor? Where does it break off? I don't know. You know, I don't think they have any unions over there.
No.
And,
no, I don't think they have unions.
But what's a fair wage? You know, what you can get. Well, you can buy clothes for, you know, $10 for a pair of pants. It's like, and that came all the shipping and all the handling and marketing of all that. And it's like, what did the person that made the pair of pants, what did they get? You know,
and maybe their status in life, their lot in life, where they are in life, that's a job that they certainly count on. Yeah. And we may think it's slave labor, but they don't, because it feeds their family. So anyway, it's cultural.
There's a big
cultures,
difference, right?
Cultures and cultural differences, and I've been reading more and more about that.
Yeah.
And respect for cultures and all that stuff. So that's too much philosophy to get into. But as you, I think, know, I have a hobby. I collect watches.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a watch, my most recent edition, and I only buy the mid-range watches, and I give them away when I get tired of them. But I received this one, and it's the first one I ever received that had a made in China on the bracelet part, and on the face part, this, made in Japan. It's the first time I had ever gotten a watch that had two things. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with this tariff stuff. That they're required maybe to differentiate when it comes into the country
Yeah.
where it was made. Have you had any indications that you've read or seen about tariffs and how they have affected money and business? And if you haven't, I'll forgive you, but
I don't see it. I mean, people talked about, you're going to have a surcharge, a tariff surcharge on something you buy on Amazon, things like that.
yes,
None of that has happened. I mean,
Yes.
the prices really haven't changed. Things aren't going through the roof.
yeah. What kind of things do you go to Amazon for? In your business,
Yeah,
of course.
lots
What?
of electronics. And a lot of it
Electronics.
comes from
Yeah,
Asia somewhere, but
yeah,
and the prices are cheaper than ever. And mine is all, electronics having to do with
yeah,
video streaming devices, Wi-Fi,
yeah, yeah.
extenders, things like that.
But you haven't
But I even
noticed
see in
any-
TVs that TVs are,
Yeah.
they're so inexpensive now. I mean,
And they haven't really changed that
no,
much.
they haven't.
Yeah,
Now, what's interesting to me is I keep watching the price of gold. I don't know, it's going through the
Ooh, I've been
roof.
watching gold. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it's like, what's driving that? That's usually a hedge where people,
Absolutely.
people
When they think
that
troubles
it's-
are brewing.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like it's way up there.
It has zoomed
Yeah,
this past year.
but usually
Yeah.
usually when that's up, the market's down.
Yeah,
But the
that's not
market
the
isn't
case
down.
either.
Yeah. So I don't know
Anyway.
what's going on, but it
Yeah.
says that the banks are hoarding gold.
Yes.
If you listen to
Yes.
the people selling the gold, they'll tell you that the banks of the world are hoarding it.
Yes.
They want it
Yes.
as an investment. So, yeah.
Well, I was given I think I told you before, one gold Krugerrand
Mhm.
many years ago. I recall it was a 1 ounce Krugerrand, and maybe it was $300 or $400 then.
Mhm.
I think today it's approaching
4,000.
4,000
Yeah.
an ounce.
Yeah. Just under. I mean,
Yeah.
right around, hovering around 4,000 for an ounce of gold. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put that in my safe or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, as usual, we're going a little bit long, but that's okay. The things that I've noticed, and from what I've been reading, is Donald Trump. Remember when he came on the scene? They said, "This guy is chaos." Okay?
They always want to say that.
They
They're still
always
saying-
say that.
Yeah, yeah.
And my retort is, "You're damn right he is."
Yeah.
And that's how he moves things along. And tariffs, missiles, the hopes of not having wars, juxtaposed with tariffs against countries and the economics,
Mhm.
the actual, and
And he's got all these balls in the air
that's
all
it.
the time.
That's it.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody close to him who spends time with him says the guy never sleeps.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that's exaggerating him. I think today, which is the 9th, it's either today or tomorrow. 9th, where are we at? September. Yeah. Yeah, we're at September.
October.
Or October. We're in
October 9th.
October.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez, I get the. When I was in the hospital with my stroke, they would ask me,
They
"What
come in and
year
ask
is
what-
it?"
yeah,
all those
right.
things. I got most of them answered,
Yeah.
but I swear I could not get out 20, 23, and they always were zinging me about that. And until this day, I have trouble with not the date of the week, but the day of the week.
Yeah.
So
Well, they fly by so fast. The older you
Well,
get,
that
the
too.
faster it seems to go.
That's
you
right.
know?
that's
Like, here it
right.
is Thursday again. you know?
Again, another weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just really, they do come up on you. You should tell those folks in the hospital, it's like, hey, I didn't know that date before I came in here. That would be like
Well-
the doctor that says, the guy asked the doctor after the operation, will be able to play the piano.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Gee, that's great. I never could before.
Yeah. well, that's you with the dates. It's like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that date last week.
Yeah. Well, see, you're an engineer at heart,
I suppose
and you were the kind of guy that would relish in again, I keep coming back to my son-in-law, John. If there's a puzzle around of any type,
Yeah.
be it crossword or word search or even putting pieces together on a giant puzzle on the floor of his house. And he's undergrad, he was a chemical engineer, I believe. He's just, I mean, he's way liberal out there, but we still come full circle
Yeah, sure,
on most things.
Yeah.
And someday we'll have a talk about that, how that happens. But I forget what I was going to say.
About the engineer mind of John.
Yeah, and you have
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys are lucky. You're gonna live a long, healthy life, particularly if you get your checkups regularly, because that's been preached to me more and more now that I had an episode.
Yeah.
That don't be afraid to make an appointment and go and see your GP. I told you mine is a woman,
Right.
and she's just fun. She's like a
I
young
think
kid.
they're all going to be women.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Yeah.
puts me in mind of the time machine. It's
Yeah,
like the women are going to run everything
yeah,
and be the doctors and lawyers and all that.
yes.
And it's like, you better learn how to do plumbing because the men are going to be, and rightfully so, they should be the blue collar guys. They should be the electricians, the plumbers, all that,
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Trump's movement, so you see, he's trying to have the universities offer tech
Absolutely.
courses,
You want your
that's what you need.
research,
Yeah,
your federal research dollar.
Yeah,
Research
right.
some of that,
Yeah, right.
and that's working.
Yeah, true.
That's working.
But I think there are more women in college, more women college grads these days.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely. I think they outnumber, or at least they have maybe the past few decades, the men. They've
right.
outnumbered the men.
and in the medical world, they're all over. I mean, I say that.
Yeah.
I also have a woman doctor. And
Yeah.
you do. Yeah.
Yeah. And their physicians' assistants and their nurse
Right, the
practitioners. I had some guys in the hospital, a lot of male nurses,
Yeah.
and 30 years ago you would chuckle at that.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
but now thank God we have them, and they're wonderful.
Yeah.
And they can relate, man to man sometimes.
Yeah.
I just think our medical system is. I've been very impressed with it. And I'm going to have to go again in a few weeks to have my arteries looked at. But no problem. I'm going to do it. I get it done here, right? We go to the same hospital, the same labs now.
Right.
We live close to them. And that's another topic. See, look at this stack. I've got articles in here.
You have a big stack. We never get
Look,
very far into it.
Yeah, let me show that to our folks. There you go, folks, right here. And I go back to Milton Friedman. I go back to, I got a wonderful one in here on what Donald Trump calls the new green scam, but green and clean water and clean air and all that stuff. And we'll do that sometime in the next few years, months, whatever. I think we're done. So let's turn off